Bom dia a todos. Maurício, só confirma para mim se você consegue e agentes, se vocês estão me ouvindo, se vocês estão me vendo. Sim?
Todos, sí, estamos ouvindo perfecto. Bueno, buenos días a todos. Gracias por acompañarnos una vez más en este webinar, en esta oportunidad. La idea es presentar a Port Elizabeth Hotel Group, que tienen 4 hoteles divinos. El hotel más conocido, el icónico, es Pumba Lodge, todos en el área de Port Elizabeth, y nos va a acompañar Mandy, que es del hotel, y es quien nos va a dar la presentación. Después vamos a mostrar un pequeño video del grupo, y también vamos a tener un sorteo de 3 noches de estadía, así que, bueno, no se lo pierdan. Los dejo con Giselle para que salude al mercado brasilero. El hotel, y nos va a dar la presentación. Después vamos a mostrar un pequeño video del grupo, y también vamos a tener un sorteo de 3 noches de estadía, así que, bueno, no se lo pierdan. Los dejo con Giselle para que salude al mercado brasileño.
Olá, Maurício, eu não sei se você está com alguma outra tela aberta, está tendo retorno aqui do áudio. Bom, bem-vindos a todos, muito obrigada por estarem com a gente. Bem-vindos, a gente está bem feliz de trazer aqui mais um produto muito bacana para vocês, um destino que a gente gosta muito. Mandem suas perguntas no chat, no final a gente vai conseguir responder, tá bom? E no final também vai ter o sorteio de acomodações, de hospedagem nas propriedades, tá bom? Sejam bem-vindos. Vou passar a palavra agora, então, para a Mandy. Mandy?
Hello, Mandy.
Hi there.
Hi.
Start. There we go.
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And yes, thank you everybody for taking the time out today to join us here in the Eastern Cape. I am coming to you from our Lodge Pumba Private Game Reserve. And I was going to present to you outside, but it's extremely hot. And not only that, we have a whole troop of monkeys that have absolutely, they're playing and jumping around. So I don't think I would have actually survived a minute outside with the whole troop. So just bear with me. Sometimes our internet's a bit slow out here, but so far so good. I'm going to get started. I'm going to share my screen with you and just go through a fairly brief presentation. You can always contact me afterwards if you need more information, or if you need a link to our gallery for some photographs. If there's anything you need, I'm sure Maurizio and his team will be able to help you as well. Let me just get to my screen quickly. Just bear with me. Here we go. Right. So, welcome to the Port Elizabeth Hotel Group. We're a privately owned group of hotels. We are based in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. There are 4 properties within our group, and we have been owned by the same family since about 1958. So a very long history of the same family owning these properties. So we proudly family run. I'm going to start off with our 4 properties just to give you an idea in South Africa where they are. In Port Elizabeth, we have the Beach Hotel, which is based at the beach, right across the road from one of our most wonderful, iconic beaches called Hobie Beach. It's a lovely, safe swimming beach, great for families, and a nice area to walk around. And if you've got a bit of spare time, you know, if you are staying just for one night, then into PE, it's not really close to the beach in terms of you can't see the sea. Hacklewood Hill Country House. It's an 8-bedroom boutique hotel, but in Port Elizabeth, everything's really close. So it's about a 10-minute drive down to the beachfront if you are wanting to go down to the ocean. But where Hacklewood is situated, there are lots of restaurants, lovely shopping areas. It's really a nice place to be situated and also very close to the airport. So if you do have a quick transfer, it's an ideal place to stay. And then moving south, we've got the Sands at St. Francis. It's about 100 kilometers from Port Elizabeth. Right on the beachfront, it's a 5-bedroomed guest house. We call it our African guest house. Really perfectly situated, but I'll run through the pictures with you in a moment. And then, of course, Pumba, which is just north of Port Elizabeth. It's 110 kilometers. Easy to get to, a fantastic road, so an easy transfer from Port Elizabeth Airport. We can also arrange transfers to and from all of our properties, should you so wish. I'll start off with the beach hotel. She's quite a grand old lady. She's about 128 years old. 58 bedrooms, as I said, right on the beachfront. Please understand, in Port Elizabeth, none of our hotels are allowed to be on the beachfront side. So it's just across the road, but it's literally about a 1-minute walk across the way to the beach. Different types of accommodation. Facing rooms. If you're a little bit quiet and you might have a short, we have our inner courtyard rooms. There is something for everyone. You just need to decide what it is you're wanting. We also have 3 lovely restaurants on site at the beach hotel. Sorry, that's just a picture of Hobie Beach. That's the beach right across the way from our property. As you can see, it's extremely popular and really a nice swimming beach. Back to the hotel. So we have left veranda, kind of place to stop after work or for sundowners. We do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's always fairly sheltered. Even in Port Elizabeth, we are known for the wind, but a lovely, lovely restaurant to have a good meal. At the bottom here where my arrows, you'll see we've got the Crest. The Crest is our traditional buffet style restaurant. We do dinners and breakfasts in the Crest. And then moving on, those are just some of the dolphins. Sorry. We also have Ginger. Fusion cuisine, so a lovely place, very elegant, fabulous wine list, also a beautiful view over the ocean. So you are spoiled for choice within the property, and if you have any guests staying over, you can confidently suggest any of the restaurants without them having to leave the hotel. In saying that, if they are wanting to explore a bit, our reception staff are always happy to help with suggestions. The reason for the photo of the dolphins, we are the bottlenose dolphin capital of the world. That is fact, and that's based on the number of sightings and the size of the pods that we actually have in the bay. We have wonderful marine charters that will go out and spend the day out in the ocean. Not only do we have fabulous dolphin sightings, we have wonderful whale sightings and also the great white, along with other marine animals. So the beach hotel is really great, also close to the airport, so nice, easy transfer for your customers. A lot of people will use PE as an in and out, so an overnight. So both of our properties in PE are nice and close to the airport, so minimal inconvenience and time spent in vehicles for your clients. I'm going to move on to Hacklewood Hill. Hacklewood Hill is our little country hotel. It is in Port Elizabeth. It is about 2 kilometers from the airport. In saying that, although warmer, the suburb that the hotel is in is a very busy, bustling suburb. The hotel itself is on a very large piece of land, and it's extremely tranquil and extremely peaceful. As I said, it has 8 bedrooms, so it's not a very big property. It does boast a very, very, very divine restaurant. Lots of awards. We've won an American Express award for 11 years in a row for the restaurant. So again, if your guests are staying in-house, there is no real need for them to leave the property. I can confidently suggest that they can dine in-house. We have an award-winning wine cellar, so they've got a pick of some of the most fantastic South African wines, which our staff are also able to pair with their meal. Some images from Hacklewood. It is a completely different property. It is a grand old lady, again, a very old property, so we've tried to keep the look and feel. But the nice thing about it is very peaceful. It is like a sanctuary, and the rooms are lovely and spacious. It's just a wonderful property. Gorgeous bird life, really a step into the country, even though you are in the city. That's a Knysna Lorie. It's just one of our birds in the garden at Hacklewood. So again, it's just a lovely space to be in. I'm going to move down to the sands of St. Francis Bay. That is south of Port Elizabeth, towards Knysna and Plettenberg Bay. It's a little seaside village. It's renowned for the canals, lots of houses on canals. Our beach house is one of the very few guest houses that are actually on the beach with direct beach access. All of the rooms open up onto the pool area, which obviously leads down to the ocean. A stunning little property, great if you've got golfers. We've got 2 beautiful golf courses in St. Francis Bay. We have the Links, which is quite a challenging golf course. And then we have the St. Francis Bay Golf Course, which is a little bit kinder to people that might not be that great at their golf game. Just a sunset from one of the bottom rooms. It's just a beautiful place to be. Huge, huge view of the ocean from every aspect of the property. Some visuals from the sands, some of the bedrooms. This is the infinity pool that you saw earlier, looking out over the sea. We also have a pool at the back of the property. Sometimes we find if the wind is a little bit horrible on the beach side, the pool towards the back of the property is much more sheltered. A great place to explore parts of the Eastern Cape. It's really a nice area to be in. There's a beautiful little fishing village just up the road called Port St. Francis, fantastic restaurants. So there's a lot to see and do in that little area, bearing in mind our winter months from May to September are very mild. We have beautiful weather, although the water can be a bit chilly, but our days are really mild. So always a good time to visit with great weather. It's one of our visitors in St. Francis Bay. Our sea otters come right up to the property. We get great photo opportunities with them. They are really cute. We do encourage guests not to touch them because they do bite, but they are fascinating and extremely playful. So just something fun to look at while you're having your glass of wine outside by the pool. Oh, just a view. That's from the top of the house outside of the restaurant. So that's the view of St. Francis Bay. Just stunning. Often you'll see a lot of surfers towards the right-hand side of the picture. It's a great surfing spot. We are renowned for wonderful waves in this part of the world. Jeffreys Bay is about a 20-minute drive from St. Francis, and it is iconic for its waves and its surfing. Right, I'm moving on to Pumba, which is where I'm presenting from today. Pumba Private Game Reserve is a 5-star Big 5 game reserve. As I said earlier, it's 110 kilometers from Port Elizabeth, an easy drive, an easy transfer. The road is really good. We are malaria free, which is a big plus. Not to say we don't get the odd mosquito, but it's great, especially if you're traveling with younger children. Anti-malaria tablets are not great at the best of times. We're also a proud lodge in terms of we have white lion. White lion are extremely rare in the wild. There are plenty of white lion around the world that are kept in captivity, but at Pumba we have a completely free roaming pride of white lion. They are fully integrated with our normal African yellow or tawny lion. So we have mixed prides, which is amazing. And often when we have a litter, our cubs will be either tawny, white, or they'll be a mixture of tawny and white. So it is a project that we started at the inception of Pumba. because it has always been said that a white lion would never be integrated into a reserve where there are tawny prides. It's a completely successful integration, and we are extremely proud of our heritage of our white lions. The pictures you can see on the screen at the moment, that is Msengi Lodge, which is where I'm presenting from at the moment. You'll have one of the chalets on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is the main pool area, which overlooks a watering hole. So on a good day, you'll see anything from cheetahs chasing buck across the plain, giraffes, elephants. In fact, you can actually see a whole host of wildlife without even getting onto a game viewing vehicle. So really a lovely lodge to be in. We've got 11 chalets on this side. They are all glass and thatch. So when the weather's beautiful, you can open up in all of the doors and it feels like you're almost in an open tent in the middle of the bush. All of the chalets have their own private plunge pools. They've got outdoor and indoor showers, and yeah, just a lovely, lovely space to be in. Some images from Bush Lodge. All of our chalets at Bush Lodge are the same. So not a bad idea if you have groups traveling together. All the chalets are identical. Yes, the furnishings, the colors of the cushions may differ, but the layout and the look and feel of all of these chalets is identical. Bottom picture, that's taken at our main pool at Bush Lodge. We also have a spa at Bush Lodge. Sorry if I'm confusing you. It's called Msengi, but it's also called Bush. So it's one and the same lodge. At Msengi, we have the spa, we have a gym, which is also accessible to any guests staying at our other lodge, which is Water Lodge. Just a pic. This was a recent pic. That's a white lion with 2 of her tawny cubs and 1 of her white cubs. Then moving across to Water Lodge. Currently, Water Lodge is closed, obviously with the pandemic and our international tourists not being able to come into the country. We made a decision to keep one of the lodges closed. So we have Bush Lodges open, Water Lodge is currently closed. As and when the interest picks up and borders open again and people start traveling, we will then reopen Water Lodge to the public at large. Completely different to Bush Lodge. Water Lodge is more open. It overlooks Lake Kariga. Again, a wonderful spot to view animals. We have a whole pod of hippos that live in Lake Kariga. They are very noisy and vocal, so you are aware of their presence. But again, just a different feel. All of the chalets here are stone and thatch. They all overlook the lake. And again, plunge pools, indoor, outdoor showers. All of our chalets at both of our lodges have got fireplaces, which is really welcome on a chilly evening. In winter, it can get extremely chilly out at the lodges. And generally, after a nice game drive, you will come back to your chalet and your fire will be lit, which is always really nice after a very cold game drive. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, one of our Ellies, you know, we are a 5-star, a big 5 reserve, so we do have wildlife coming right up to our chalets. To a degree, we have put in a bit of fencing, which you can't see, just to keep the predators away. They were getting quite familiar, and we were finding sometimes our guests were stuck in their chalet because the lions would be outside the door. So the elephants have still figured out how to get up across the lake up to the chalets, as well as the hippos. So at night, nobody walks unattended from the main lodge to their chalet, simply because hippos are extremely dangerous. Our 2 cheetah brothers on the reserve, always fun to watch them, always fun to see how fast they are. Great photo opportunities with them as well. And just some images from Water Lodge. So the top image you'll see is the main part of the lodge, where you'll take all your breakfast, lunches and dinners. Just some of the pictures of the chalets below. I just want to reiterate that we are upgrading all of our websites at the moment. So we will be providing new content within the next 2 months, which we will upload to our gallery. Once that's all done, if you request a link, it's not a problem. And any of the images or videos in that gallery, you are free to use. On the right-hand side is our resident leopard. He makes for great photograph opportunities. Some of the wildlife at Pumba, again, we're a big 5 on the top. Left-hand corner is one of our tawny males. So you can see a big difference between the white and the tawny. And great to see them together. We've got over 300 species of birds. So if you're a bird life fanatic, we've got wonderful species of birds on the reserve. Lovely bird hides scattered around, so you can spend some time out in the bird hide doing some bird watching, or you can ask specifically for a game drive for birding. That is an additional cost, and also it is subject to availability of the ranger depending on how busy the reserve is at the time. Some of the game viewing, again, we have everything of the big five. Our reserve is 6,500 hectares. We have no main roads traversing the property, so you will not be subjected to traffic or hearing traffic or seeing traffic off the main roads. You are completely immersed in the bush. So it is truly a big five game viewing experience. Some more pictures. There's our white male at the bottom. Again, you can see the difference, beautiful blue eyes. Above him is our resident leopard. They are magnificent. We do get to see him quite often. If you do go into our gallery, there is a video of him walking past our reception area at Water Lodge with a porcupine in his mouth, which he was quite happy to sit a few meters away from us and eat. So again, the sightings are really up close and personal, which is fantastic. Up close and personal. One of our ellies, our herd is quite relaxed here on the reserve. We haven't had any real, incidents that make you nervous, but our rangers are so trained, they know exactly what to look out for. This is just such a wonderful picture. They do get that close, not all the time, but sometimes, and you'll see by the picture that apart from the guest, the elephant is very relaxed. Activities at Pumba, I mentioned the bird hide for any of our birding enthusiasts, the spa, the gym for those that are feeling energetic. Kids, we will take them on a little kids safari if they are younger than 6. So generally in the mornings after breakfast with a parent on hand, we'll take the littlies just for a little, not even an hour, and quite close to the reserve, to the lodge, so that they can also get out and about on a drive. We are child friendly, but bearing in mind we do have predators on our reserve, so we don't really encourage the children to run around sort of unattended around the chalets. It's always nice to know that parents are keeping an eye on them. Other activities, we've got stargazing, we've got archery, you can have a meal with your ranger, spa treatments. We do bushwalks, which I can highly recommend. It's fascinating. Not only, do you focus on big five and our apex predators, but you also get to learn about all sorts of other things which make a reserve tick. So that's something that's really great. Obviously not for children under 12, but something that I would highly recommend. And then night drives, over and above your 2 game drives a day. Should you so wish to go out later in the evening, it is an additional expense, but you can book a later night drive with a ranger. Some pics of our activities. As you can see in the top, that's part of our bushwalks. Yeah, something to definitely consider if you are coming out this way, or if your guests are wanting something a little bit exhilarating. And moving on, we're very involved with our local community. It's called Seven Fountains. Most of our staff, if not all of our staff that we employ at Pumba, live at Seven Fountains with their families. So we're very involved with that community in terms of upliftment of the community. This is a picture of all our littlies. We completed a creche just over a year ago with tires and things for them to play on. We've got 2 teachers at the creche now. We've also been very involved in the clinic. So there's a nurse that comes up twice a week at the clinic to look at the kids. If anybody's got any ailments, they can go and see the nurse. So it's very important for us to try and give back, in any way that we can. And in doing that, we can at least look after a little bit of an extended community by playing our part and looking after the staff at Pumba. And then in closing, what we try and do with the kids is when it's quiet and we have an opportunity, we will take them all out onto the reserve and teach them a little bit about what could be their heritage. And yeah, these are our little game rangers in the making. So they love it. It's always fun to see their faces. They're so excited. And like I said, it's how we give back. So we have a Pumbaa Foundation, and the foundation is involved in all sorts of things, not only the upliftment of the community, it's conservation, education. So there's a whole lot of things that we do behind the scenes for our customers and for our clients and for our staff. And that is actually me. So if there's anything else that you need, sorry, my screen has gone a bit dark. Maurizio will be able to help you. Otherwise, you can come through to me. And yes, we look forward to welcoming you to the Eastern Cape. It is a beautiful part of South Africa. It's not that explored, I think. And apart from our wonderful game reserves, we've got a whole coastline that is absolutely magnificent. So if you do need any information or any other pointers for the Eastern Cape, we're always happy to help out. I think if we all help each other, it'll make our part of the world a lot more attractive. And yeah, so thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to hand you back to the lovely Maurizio.
Thank you very much, Mandy. It was amazing, the presentation, beautiful. And we have a nice video to share now. Gisele, it's all yours.
Okay, sharing. Oops. Just a minute. It's not working. I'll have to send the video to the agents via email. I'm sorry, Mandy, would you like to try to share from your?
I'm so worried. I'm so sorry. My internet is quite unstable here at the lodge at the moment, and I know that if I do go into it, it's going to drag. So I don't dare. It would be better if we could possibly send it via email or a WeTransfer to agents. I am just speaking from a little bit of experience on this side, and I'm just worried that I dropped the link. Sorry.
No problem at all. No, don't worry. No problem at all.
I mean, we do have internet in Africa, but sometimes it's like this when you're in the bush.
It's like in every single place. Don't worry. But we don't have the video now available, but we will send the link to all the participants. Perfect. And let's go then to a nice place. I will share my screen, and we will do a raffle. This is let me share the screen myself. So we have all the people that they have already registered, and we have one night for 2 people at Pumbaa Private Game Reserve, one night for 2 people at Hakelgood Hill Country House, and one night for 2 people at the Sands at St. Francis. All they are valid since May until September 2022. Let's pick up a name, random name.
Ta-da!
And the winner is Maria Carolina Roseto, CR Travel. Congratulations. Yes, we will be sending you the voucher directly by mail. So thank you very much to everyone. We want to also thanks a lot to all the tour operators, local tour operators here, that
Yes.
they were inviting their clients to participate. And people that they couldn't assist, they have the link so they can watch it later. Thank you so much, Mandy, for your time. And again, the video will be coming soon. We will send it by WeTransfer to everyone so they can download it.
That'll be fantastic.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody.
Muito obrigada, pessoal. Até a próxima. Tchau, tchau.
Muchas gracias a todos. Adiós.